Hello, good evening, everyone. Good evening. Nissan over Fear and Gilly Witch and Girly Pop and Neurospicy. Hello. Shax. Hello. Sean Bean. Hello. And Hammy. A pleasure. Hello. Ashley Voodoo. Really Me. Pickle Pocket. Little Moon. Not a Peach. Hello, everybody. Good morning. There we go. Good afternoon. Good evening or good night, depending on where you are on this beautiful planet. Thank you so much for joining me for yet another ad hoc live stream. Raina. Hello. Steph Andraste. Hello. Hello, everybody. How you going? What's going on? Happy, what day is it? Thursday. Thanks so much, Voodoo. Happy Thursday, everyone. Sorry, the end of the previous live stream where I thought it was Tuesday and actually Monday. I think I got that round the wrong way. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I have a little bit of time this evening, so I thought we'd catch up with some understated players of Girlor World. Chantal's been missing for like 3 days, so definitely a visa hop, do you think? BB, stop. Yeah, so she's 100% visa hopping, right? I think everybody's come to an agreement there. I mean, I know people are keeping an eye on Poopy's channel, the couple's channel, Chantel's TikToks, all of that stuff, and it's just silence. Morning, James. Hello, good to see you. Brandon, hello. Good to see you as well. Happy Thursday. Oh god, I'm all over the place with my dates today. So instead, because Chantel's put out no content, we're going to catch up with Ambi to start off with. I know not everyone's here for Ambi. Neither am I, to be fair, but, you know, we can cross our fingers and toes and hope that there's some interesting content. But this is, here is what really happened, getting my first mammogram and chicken chip taste test. Really pumping out the content the audience has been asking for, huh? And then we're going to move on over to Glitter and Lasers. Now, Glitter and Lasers is not making anybody's job very easy by uploading, like, shorts to YouTube, but then other things to TikTok and other things to Instagram, and it's just the time. So, I've got 2 shorts from Instagram that we're going to be watching, which is today I had my first of several lipedema removal surgeries, followed by today I'm going to my pre-op appointment. Actually, we should probably rearrange those. Pre-op and then a lipedema. And then we get to talk about lipedema, lipedema, lymphedema. And the funny thing with Glitter and Lasers is the YouTube algorithm is very shady because as much as it knows that I love fashion content, it also knows I'm here for a health gurney. And it has just been pummeling my recommended watches with Anna's, like, previous health talk stuff. So we're going to watch a piece, an upload, entitled My Biggest Health Update Yet. And this is from September 7, 2023. And this is around the conversation of Anna being essentially a sponsored creator by Novo Nordisk, who are the Wegovy people, right? It's a lot. It's not really a lot. It's just really interesting. It's just really interesting that Anna's entire brand was, you can do whatever you want and, like, be active and all of that stuff. And that's kind of what she was jamming down people's throat when it came to the weight loss side of things. Never actually admitted to the weight loss medication and then kind of got called out on the weight loss medication specifically with this partnership with Novo Nordisk. And it doesn't really make a lot of sense outside of her being on weight loss medication, but never actually wanting to talk about it. Very strange choices. So that's what we're going to do. Voodoo, thank you for the super chat, love. Voodoo says, Happy US Independence Day. Oh, July 4th. Happy July 4th. Keep your pets safe as the fireworks go off. Microchip, shut gates, etc. Have a great weekend. Or have a lovely weekend, everybody. Do you all turn it into a long weekend when it's on a Thursday like this? Probably. That would make sense. Thank you for the super chat, Voodoo, and have a fabulous day. Gilly, thank you for being here for 4 months as well. Gilly says, just glad you're streaming. Oh, thanks, mate. Anytime. I had a couple of hours free. Actually, I'm mildly injured, not to make this into my own health gurney. I'm mildly injured on Tuesday. It must have been Tuesday. Tuesday morning, went to the gym, deadlift day. And normally my form's pretty good, right? I've been doing the deadlifts for a few years. I know how I should lift the heavy things. I don't know what I did, but like by the time it got to like 9 o'clock at night, my lower back was just like a brick. It had all seized up. And then I woke up on Wednesday morning and like, this has happened before with lifting, but I don't think to this degree. Like, Getting down into the bed, fine. Getting up out of the bed, mission. Like, the sounds that I make just sitting up and then, like, pushing myself out of bed, they're the funniest thing. They make me laugh. It's like, oh. It's really funny. It's not funny in the moment, though, because it hurts like a bugger. That's slowly going away, which is nice. Which is nice. And my PT was like, okay, so we're just gonna like clear out the week, and I'll just get you to do some stretches and some back work, and that's all fine. And I have been it's fine. There's only like one particular movement, which is like my hip thrust forward, that is like really tingly. Not tingly, it's like dull. But anyway, that's my that's my story. Unfortunately, my bed has like, it's wrought iron, so it's got a bed head, but it's like slats. Well, not slats, it's like tubes, bars. It's like bars, so I've had to like grab onto that. And thankfully I do have good upper body strength at the moment, so I've been able to like fling myself out. But it's just, yeah, it's the lower body twist hinge movement that's not good. Anyway, we're not here to talk about my health journey. I thought you'd all just appreciate the hilarity of my sounds. Hi, my name's Zach. Lovely to meet you if you're new, and thank you very much for returning if you are coming back. I'm not a mental or physical healthcare professional, just a guy who lost weight, talks about things on the internet, and watches way too much of too many people. I'm also not here to bully, shame, hate, harass, or humiliate, just here to talk about the produced and monetized content that we see here on this platform, because it's all about what? Choices. Choices about what we say, choices about what we put on the internet, choices. All of the choices. And today we're choosing to start off with Ambi. Have fun for us. Rages, good to see you. Hello, I hope you're well. I got a haircut in winter. I did also, I was on top chat. Sorry, changing to bottom chat. I did. It was a while ago. I think last week quite sassy. Quite unhappy. Not unhappy, I'm never really unhappy. But let's go into Ambi's content with like, let's look for the silver lining, you know? Oh no, is Greg upset? Oh, I was frozen. I'm so sorry. I don't think I'm frozen anymore. Am I good? Is everyone okay? We're back? Okay, good.
It's actually
sorry, chat.
June 25th. I had to look down at my computer to see
Okay, that was Greg. Greg might be upset with me today.
the date, because I'm telling you, I lose track of time. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm actually,
I mean, same. I lost 2 days somehow.
really nervous. I have a mammogram today, and I've never had one before.
Oh, ears. The people are demanding ears. Sorry, chat. Sorry. I was too excited for her to get into mammal grams. Actually, speaking of, there we go. Perfect for the mammogram discussion. There you go.
I'm 33 years old, having a mammogram. You know, it has to get done. So if they see something on the mammogram, I also have an ultrasound scheduled, but they said if they...
Okay, so whenever I hear Ambi, or anyone else really, to be fair, because my brain's a bit silly like that, mispronounce something, it starts to question whether or not I'm pronouncing things. We call it the strawberry effect. Mammogram. Not Miss Mammalgram. Got it.
They don't see anything, then I don't do the ultrasound. So we'll...
Hey, Mai, good to see you.
We'll see. I'll definitely let you guys know how it goes. But yeah, I am a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie, because some people say it hurts really bad, and then other people say, oh no, it's no biggie. It's pretty easy, pretty simple, doesn't hurt. So I don't know. I guess I'll be the judge of that. Everyone's experiences is different, so I'm standing here.
Everyone's experiences are different. Experience is different. Very good. It's not just pronunciation, it's grammar too.
And I was gonna choose a perfume, and I remembered they gave me like instructions before the mammogram, and they're like, you don't get to wear lotion, you don't get to wear perfume, nothing like that. You guys, I recommend...
I'm sorry, is that... No, it's called Fruity Honey. I thought it was called Nut Honey. Don't mind me.
And these perfumes, I got them from Amazon. They smell so good.
Dossier.
They also have some other scents.
I would try to be interested in this, but I don't think she's interested in it, which makes it a bit of a chore.
Out of these three, I'm living for the floral marshmallows. So good. I'm at the breast health place,
okay,
but across here, which I've never...
Also, forgive me if I'm incorrect, her faux eyebrow piercing, she sticks gems on her face. Is she just doing that daily now, or are we just capturing? Oh my god, are we just capturing multiple, like one day across multiple pieces of content? Maybe.
Never seen this in person. You guys are gonna be like, that is so dumb. It's literally a huge Amazon place, and I've never seen one in person. And I'm like, whoa, that's where everything comes from. It's like so, I don't know. Amazon is like a weird company. I'm not gonna lie.
Please do expand that thought. Do you mean warehouse?
Like getting all your stuff so quickly. Weird.
Okay. I mean, you know, turn that frown upside down. It's like, yes, it is weird. Isn't that weird? Isn't Amazon a weird company? Isn't it weird that there's a company out there who has massive warehouse in key logistical locations and managed to, like, organize delivery next day? Isn't that weird? That's so weird. Abby's right. That is weird. God, no one tell her that they have robots who work there. She's just gonna blow her mind.
I had to put this on.
It's so weird. Oh, I miss Ambi making me laugh. It is the density of her. It's so weird.
So weird.
Weird is her favorite word today, by the way.
Y'all, that was so weird. Okay, guys,
So with no other thoughts, brain smooth, head empty, things weird. To be so basic. I feel like that's really rude of me to say, but like I just imagine going through the world not being actually interested in anything, but just commenting things like that. That's weird. Windmill. Like it's almost as if she's just not got a curious bone in her body. Like she's not interested, and she's got all the time in the world, but she hasn't got enough like drive to like find out more about seemingly anything. It's just weird, you know.
I have been
Hey Mick, good to see you.
back from my mammogram for a couple hours now. I have literally always been told that it's gonna hurt, like it's so uncomfortable, and honestly, like it didn't hurt at all.
You literally a minute ago you said, but everybody's experience is different.
kind of enjoy like pressure, especially
Is she just forgetting the words that she's saying? I think so.
like pressure to my hands while I'm sleeping. I also like sleeping with my wrists like this. How I've always been. Sometimes I'll literally sleep with pillows on top of my body because I also like that type of pressure. So
girl, get yourself a weighted blanket. Get two. You'll live, laugh, love it. A weighted blanket and a body pillow. What anime character would Ambi have on an anime pillow though? Go back. Tell me about the sleep, Ambi.
uncomfortable, and honestly, like it didn't hurt at all. I kind of enjoy like pressure, especially like pressure to my hands while I'm sleeping. I also like sleeping with my wrists like this. How I've always been. So
that would put a lot of strain on your wrist, no? Possibly. Maybe she's got I won't diagnose because I'm nobody, but maybe she's got that thing. Oh, I can't remember what it's called. Never mind, doesn't matter.
Sometimes
it was unimportant.
I'll literally sleep with pillows on top of my body because I also like that type of pressure.
Katie, you hate a weighted blanket? Why? What did weighted blankets do to you? They're so comfy. They're so cozy. I don't like washing them because like that's a chore, but they're so comfortable.
So
it's a big hug.
I just like pressure in general, so it didn't hurt at all. I guess maybe the most uncomfortable part would be the fact that like this lady was literally like touching my boobs and like
you don't have to act it out, but okay,
making sure it was like on the glass and like yeah, you like literally lay your boob like this and then it's smushed. I mean, that's what it does. So they did both. What's good about it is like
both.
I didn't have to.
They did both.
Sit there and like wait for.
Sky Fieri says, "Don't forget, Ambi loves being tied up." What? Yeah, what was the quote? Tie me up and stuff my panties in my mouth. I am too pure and innocent for Ambi's content, which is ironic considering how nothing it is. Go back. I recited it perfectly. It's one of the. It's scarred into the back of my mind.
That's what it does. So they did both. What's good about it is like I didn't have to sit there and like wait for days on end for results. They literally tell you if they see something like suspicious.
Yeah.
When you go get the test done, and not.
Forgive me for my ignorance, but with Ambi's history of health and specifically in the cancer discussion, would there have been recommendations to do things like mammograms? Like we've spoken to the end of time about the MRIs and the PET scans and all of that stuff. But I would assume I'm very fortunate, touch wood, that I haven't got a lot of experience with cancer in my world. But I would assume Ambi having gone through that process, there would have likely been a conversation of saying, hey, since you've already had it, you really should go and like do these things, get these tests, have these things scheduled in consistently, because cancer being a terrible disease, if you've got one experience with it, I'm assuming it's going to potentially come up down the line. There would have been. Yeah, okay.
Many tests are like that, especially like scheduled tests.
Oh, they don't? Okay.
But I got my results
mixed messages, who knows?
Immediately, and everything is fine, thank God. So I'm sure some of you are like, why'd you even have to go?
Oh, you're talking about the technician? They don't tell you any results? Oh, right, so they send the imaging away to be like read? Is that right?
Have to sit there and like wait for days on end for results. They literally tell you if they see.
You have to wait for results. Oh, interesting. Okay, let me learn something about this. Let's not spell it mammogram. Mammogram process results. Your mammogram will be independently examined by 2 or more specially trained health professionals. Your results will be sent to you within 2 to 4 weeks. Your results will also be sent to your doctor if you provide their details. That's from Breast Screen Victoria, which is an organisation who does breast screening down in Victoria, Australia. Okay, great. I had no idea about that. I just took Ambi's word for faith, and I should learn better. Jesus.
Like, yeah, you like literally lay your boob like this and then it gets smushed. I mean, that's what it does. So they did both. What's good about it is like I didn't have to sit there and like wait for days on end for results. They literally tell you if they see something like suspicious when you go get the test done, and not.
So she's fully wrong there. Is she just not expecting results to come? She was like, oh yeah, we're done now, I guess. She seems confused.
For results, they literally tell you.
I know, Brandon, I should learn.
If they see something like suspicious when you go get the test done. And not many tests are like that, especially like scheduled tests. But I got my results literally immediately, and everything is fine, thank God. So I'm sure some of you are like, why'd you even have to go? I noticed it actually.
Now I'm questioning if you even went and if this is just a big fakey lie.
After my hysterectomy, my left boob is just bigger than my right one, and it's got worse and worse and worse. I just mentioned it like in passing to my doctor, and he was like, since you've had cancer before, let's definitely get that checked out. But
again, I would assume that would be a recommendation when she was going through the cancer treatment process, or after she'd come out of it, that she really does need to take all of these tests like seriously and consistently. And that was, yeah, those are not words in Ambi's language box. Dialect. Vernacular. I
just mentioned it like in passing to my doctor, and he was like, since you've had cancer before, let's definitely get that checked out. But everything is good, which I'm so grateful for. But when I was there, they told me that I should do like a genetic testing because they're kind of shocked that I even got uterine cancer at such a young age.
Yeah, this is why you like having a doctor when you moved kind of immediately and not waiting like over 6 months to speak to a healthcare professional. Oh my god.
The genetic testing, they'd be able to tell like if I'm what was the word she used? Like predisposed?
Close.
Predisposed, Amberlynn. Predisposed.
Nailed it.
It's not that hard. To like getting other cancers. I might get
Again, that I just don't understand how that wasn't a conversation during the treatment process. Like, again, I have no experience here, and touch wood, will have minimal experience, but surely in the treatment process for her cancer there was a conversation about maybe we should look for other things, maybe we should check for like genetic markers, etc. And did she? This just screams I didn't follow up after everything was done, and now I've moved to Oklahoma and I finally got a doctor here and it's 8 months later and now we're having conversations.
The genetic testing, because it's definitely interesting to see. I don't know, it's not like something that I need to have done, but it'll be good to see. But yeah, it was really quick. The lady who actually did my mammogram, she was probably in her late 20s, and she was just so sweet. And as I was leaving, she was like, I don't want to make this awkward, and I'm definitely not hitting on you, but you are really beautiful. And I don't know, it like made my day, because she was...
That's weird. That's weird and feels very inappropriate. That's weird. Is that really weird? Is anyone else feeling that that's weird? And a lie? This really happened?
In her late 20s, and she was just so sweet. And as I was leaving, she was...
Okay, forgive my ignorance, because I'm not all up in the what is the med spa conversation, but is there a potential that she went to the med spa where she's been given her Ozempic to get the mammogram, and they just do things differently? They're just like, yep, no scan now, all looks good. By the way, you're really pretty. Because this whole story is just shooting off red flags of like, if this is all true, this seems really unprofessional. Mai, thank you for the super chat, love. I hope you're having a great day. Mai says, haven't been tuning into Ambi, and she's been filling up the liar who lies tank for me in 3 minutes. Productive queen. Look, sometimes her content really does slap, you know? Thanks, Mai. Appreciate it. So you think you're really pretty. You agree.
was like, I don't want to make this awkward. I'm definitely not hitting on you, but you are really beautiful. And I don't know, it like made my day, because she
got mean girled.
It was just like, you have such a pretty face. And I don't know, things like that like mean a lot to me when I'm feeling kind of shitty about myself. Like, I was having anxiety because I was like, oh my god, is there something wrong with my breast? And my boobs are all up in her face.
Where has this come from all of a sudden? We were just clickbaiting cancer the other day, and then it turned out to be a what was it? A pea stone. Bladder stone. Not gallstone. Bladder stone? Kidney stone. Pea stone.
Face, like, it was just a whole thing. So it definitely like just made me feel a lot better. She said that as I was walking out, and I don't know, it was just super sweet. Okay, guys.
Pickle Pocket comes in with a note saying, healthcare providers are specifically told to not say things like that because it's a breach of ethics. No one is getting fired for you, Ambi. Yeah, I hope not.
So it definitely like just made me feel a lot better. She said that as I was walking out, and I don't know, it was just super sweet. Okay, guys, it is time that we're gonna try these wild protein chips.
Maybe she's just started hearing things.
So it's literally made with chicken breast, egg whites, and chicken broth. This is in the flavor sea salt and vinegar. Like, how could this be bad?
I love a salt and vinegar chip. I do. As I have aged through the years, salt and vinegar chips are. I think it's also because, and I've said this before, salt and vinegar seasoning is just so hard to get. Like, I would like to put salt and vinegar on things, and I know I could just use, like, vinegar and salt, but I want it on popcorn, and then I'll get soggy popcorn, and I don't want that.
For this whole bag is 13 protein, which
she is what she wants. I could see that.
Is quite a bit, like, for a chip. Like, yeah. So let's try it. So I literally had to open it in a weird...
Also, I remember someone in the comments after I reacted to her eating one of these for the first time or whatever. So it's not really a taste test because I'm pretty sure she's had these before, just in a different flavor. But whatever, do your taste tests. These are actually quite good, even though they're strangely made from, like, chicken and egg, which, you know, as whole foods, delicious. In chip form, I don't know about that. But it's basically just, like, yeah, a dehydrated crisp.
Worst way ever, but, you know,
hey,
that's fine. They smell like potato chips because... Oh, wait, what is this? It comes with a little do not eat pillow pack. Contains a harmless absorbent for humidity and odor. Okay. But yeah, it literally...
Girl, you...
just smells like those potato chips that are sea salt and vinegar. So... yeah, they look like this. You guys can get a look in there. Let's try it. Wow.
Wow.
I think
apparently there are chickens in these chips, or chickens made these chips or something.
It's chicken. Yeah, I can get down with these. Yeah.
Down with the sickness.
And it has like the
sorry.
perfect texture. Like, I love that crunch. Okay, you guys.
Well, I'm so glad I clicked into that. Oh no, is Greg being terrible again? Not for me. Greg's working for me. Sorry, chat. The chicken and waffle flavors are the best ones. All right, Pickle Pocket, there you go. Greg sorted himself out. Oh god, everyone's gonna hate this stream. I'm so sorry, everyone.
Let's literally talk.
I have like a green light here that always yells at me. It turns yellow or red. that's what I mean by yelling at me if the connection goes down. So it hasn't yelled at me yet.
About this whole semaglutide, why I wasn't able to increase it. I know that, like...
Yes, the Zempi catch-up. Let's chat.
Rumors will be had. People will create rumors. People will speculate. People are thinking that I'm getting weight loss surgery. People are thinking that I'm getting my gallbladder taken out. People are thinking that insurance now wants to cover my semaglutide.
Girl, do it all. That'd at least be interesting.
None of that is the reasons at all. So what happened was a telehealth company, like a credible telehealth company, a very popular one that has doctors and people to help like with your weight, like
girl, if you tell me you're making sponsored content, I'll flip the table.
Actual weight loss
for weight loss drugs, I will flip this table.
Doctors, the whole nine, they contacted me and
great. The minute she mentions which one it is, they will regret it. And that's not me saying or making a call to arms. However, Ambi, regardless of how boring you've gotten, there is still a large majority of people who watch you who don't necessarily like you for a list of reasons. I would not recommend sponsored content with a telehealth company who are going to get you on Zempi, because there's a point in that conversation where you have to tell the world who they are, like you have to advertise for them. And I'm assuming that they're going to get a lot of feedback from a lot of people on the internet about your history on this channel. Probably would not recommend, but oh well. Steph, thank you for the super chat. I hope you're having a fabulous night. Steph says, quick note, Ambi is not on semaglutide. She's on a compound version that could contain anything. Semaglutide is still under medical patent. Oh. So that's the med spa version. Right. Because we had that conversation in Australia as well, Steph. I remember watching, there was an interview with like the Pharmaceutical Guild head or something, and saying that, I think from this financial year, they were saying that that pharmacies couldn't mix their own semaglutide because it was something like, it was something about it being unregulated and like you just don't know what's going in it and this, that, and the other. So yeah, interesting. Okay, there you go. Thanks, Steph. Appreciate it.
And they wanted to sponsor me.
Oh, it was a Four Corners episode. That's what it must have been.
To be an advocate for their company. So
don't, girl, you need to think this through. I would not recommend.
I was going to actually start doing semaglutide through their company. I'll be an advocate for them here on my channel.
They are going to get a lot of messages. Tari, thank you for being here for 16 months. Tari says, have we all renewed our tourist visas? Woof, woof. I'm still in the process.
So the semaglutide is actually from the exact same pharmacy that I already get mine from. So I knew it was credible because there is a lot of companies making fake Ozempic, fake semaglutide, and that's something that you need to very much pay attention to.
I know in Australia there were the whole conversation about pharmacies. They were doing it because there are legitimate people who are prescribed Ozempic for diabetes who have not been able to get the medication because of its overall popularity. And so I think the history in Australia at least was that it was required to be a prescription medication from a doctor, and then even when that was put in, when it was first introduced, pharmacists like couldn't keep up with the demand. Like people would get scripts whether or not they had diabetes, and they just couldn't be filled because pharmacies didn't have enough stock. And so they kind of opened the floodgates to, hey, you guys can make your own semaglutide. And then as that continued, people were like, there's no real regulation as to what's being put in it, how effective it is, blah, blah, blah. And especially when you're someone, say, with type 2 diabetes who has a script for Ozempic and you're getting a semaglutide, which is mixed with unknowns, if there's a negative reaction to that, like there's an accountability conversation and all of that. So that's quite interesting. But again, maybe I shouldn't poo-poo it. Maybe I should lean into this with a smile. Yes, Ambi, good for you, gal. Get on that SponCon. I can't wait to get told all about the weird and wonderful like benefits of you taking semaglutide through this telehealth company. I can't wait. Great. So weird to me as an Australian because you're not allowed to advertise pharmaceuticals in Australia pretty much whatsoever outside of like Panadol / paracetamol and like cough syrup. That's about the extent of it. So I can't wait. This is going to be great. Sadie, thank you for being here for 15 months. Sadie says, super glitter and lasers coated protein and sponsors. That's very true. Yeah, protein snack and SponCon. Ambi's turning into glitter and lasers. Ooh, wild. Brandon, thank you for the super chat as well. Brandon says, we keep saying credible, which makes me nervous. Yeah, I mean, that's a big word for Ambi, so I'd agree. It's like if anyone says theoretically, like, take it with a grain of salt. AC, good to see you, lovely. Hello. It is so weird, right? I've never been to America, but, like, having seen some American ads for, like, pharmaceuticals, it's always really strange because we just don't have it here in Australia. Like, it's not a thing. Summer Cats, thank you for being here for 16 months. Cat says, check Amazon for vinegar powder to DIY seasoning. Oh, maybe there's like a dehydrated malt vinegar. Or, Summer Cats, hear me out. Maybe I need to buy a dehydrator. That's also an option. Thank you for being here.
That I already get mine from. So I knew it was credible because there is a lot of companies making fake Ozempic, fake semaglutide, and that's something that you need to very much pay attention to.
You have no idea what you're talking about, I don't think.
That is scary. Anyway.
She's going to the med spa and getting semaglutide and thinking that it's regulated. Okay, girl.
This is like a...
Okay, look, I mean, I don't mean to shit on med spas. I have absolutely no concept of what that looks like on the other side of the planet, but no.
Well-known, amazing company, and I was actually going to be working with them. All my I's were dotted, all my T's were crossed.
Oh my god, are you going to tell us you're ripping this away from us? Are we not getting SponCon?
Even filmed my first video of like introducing this whole thing to my channel. I do want to tell you guys something super exciting. This is actually the reason why I wasn't able to increase my semaglutide dose. I'm like,
this is not really a reason. I wouldn't have brought that up whatsoever.
So excited. Oh my god, this is like...
That's like, sorry you guys, I'm not taking my health seriously because I can get paid doing it this way, so I'm just going to put a pin in that for a week. Don't mind me, it's fine.
This is going to like change my life and maybe some of y'all's life too. So...
Oh god, she's so fake. Ah. Bleh.
I'm like so excited. Oh my god, this is...
Anna's a better actress. Give her that.
It's like, this is gonna like change my life and maybe some of y'all's life too. So a credible company reached out to me.
This is giving big MLM minute. Well, I was trying to say the words MLM energy. Where's my tea? There it is. Better is a relative word. She's a better actress.
Reached out to me because they saw how well I was doing on semaglutide and they wanted me to be an advocate for their company. Anyways, you guys get the point. This clip is actually like 7 minutes long, but
Blamage.
There's really no need to watch the whole thing.
Why? 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 It could have been an interesting thing.
That I was going to be working with this company and I was super excited. Like, this was going to be really good for me. It was going to help you guys.
Yeah, she seemed really fake about it. That would have been so fun to watch. I love fake Ambi. Hi guys! So, a lot of you have been following me on my health journey and I've never been able to find a thing that really sticks. But, you guys, I think I finally found it. So, telehealth company has reached out to me and they're sponsoring this content because you know my history with semaglutide and you know I've tried to be a Zempi girl and I just can't. But did you know that this telehealth company that I'm working with, 24/7 access, all I have to do is text them. They're great. They give me a call. They send me a shot. Baby, I am back on that semaglutide wagon. Just call me Miss Zempi. And you guys, I'm so excited to record this gurney with you and you can watch me as you know, we can do this together. Use code BLAMBY to take 20% off of your next Zempi prescription with this telehealth company and come join me. Let's tackle the world together because, you know, we're girly plops. I can't count the amount of times that Ambi has, like, Ambi's Queen Edger. Like, she will tell us about a thing that almost happens and then rip it out from under us and we don't get to play with it. It's terrible. Because now, like, I would have had so much fun mocking and recreating her sponsored content. How fun would that have been? And now we get this? We get sad Ambi? God damn it.
Because you guys, so many people have contacted me saying that they want to go on semaglutide, and it's like, I wanted to help some of you be able to do that. But then,
fuck off! You're not a doctor. You're not a pharmacist. No, you're an idiot on the internet with a camera who people happen to watch. Same. Relatable. Girl, you're not helping anyone get on Zempi. Fuck off.
I had this weird like feeling in my gut and I started doing research, and in YouTube's terms of service it literally says that you cannot promote pharmaceutical drugs. Semaglutide is very much that. I am able to sit here and talk about my journey all day.
See, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Aha! I thought that must be the case with Google being international because it's so like heavily scrutinized in different countries. I thought that that would be the case. And there we go. She checked it for us. Very good. What a shame though.
Day long, but I can't have links at the bottom of my
Oh, it's been debunked? Has it?
channel directing you guys to.
I thought it would have been the case being international because like advertising sponsored content such like a weird little realm, and it would have kind of made sense for Glitter and Lasers not to have spoken about the weight loss medication and all of that stuff.
Not promote pharmaceutical drugs.
Can't promote taking a medicine without a prescription. Oh, right. And the whole Ozempic and semaglutide being prescription-based would kind of throw a spanner in that works.
Semaglutide is very much that. I am able to sit here and talk about my journey all day long, but I can't have links at the bottom of my channel directing you guys to go get pharmaceutical drugs. It's not allowed. It's against YouTube's terms of service. And that freaked me out.
Well, I mean, that feels like it's a pretty easy workaround with the whole you're being sponsored by a company, not necessarily a drug. So if it's actually a telehealth service, like she's saying, I don't know if it would be a breach in the terms of service if you were saying this content was sponsored by insert telehealth company. Here's the link. Oh, you need a prescription? No, I don't think Ambi's got a prescription for this. Not at all.
And I felt really bad.
Not at all. She probably could get one through her doctor, but, you know, she's never really consistent in that conversation.
Because I had already signed the agreement / contract to work with this company. Like everything was perfect. Like I's were dot, T's were crossed. I was so excited to do this, but I had to message the company and be like, I can't do it just for like the longevity of my channel. Like I cannot risk the chance of losing my channel. Like this is my career. This is my job. This is my livelihood. And it was going to be.
I wonder, are there, like, that's a good question to ask. Are there other content creators out there who do sponsored content with Ozempic, specifically on YouTube though? Like I know Instagram and I know TikTok are a little bit more like Wild Westy in that realm, but I do wonder whether or not there are content creators on YouTube who do I mean, we're going to get to Glitter and Lasers because like the one we're going to watch is literally sponsored by Novo Nordisk, who are the Wegovy people.
An amazing opportunity for me. Like I have been requested to do so many sponsorships. I've literally been on YouTube for 11 years. I think like the sponsorships definitely started coming in, I would say around 6 years ago. And
I don't know how many she gets at the moment.
Never done any. I have just declined all of them. But this is one that I wanted to take and was going to take and was.
That's true, Ferret. Ferret says if it was a credible company, they would have a lawyer who knew what was and was not allowed according to YouTube terms of service. Yeah, maybe they were trying, like, and in that conversation, maybe they were looking more at, you know, Ambi's infamous TikToks.
Going to do it. I made the first video for it. And I was like, I can't do it. Like, I cannot risk it. I didn't really want to talk about it because, like, I feel like not really a failure per se, but it just, like, really sucks that I wasn't able to do it because I felt like it was the wrong thing to do. And it literally said...
I mean, you could have just turned around and asked them, like, have you worked with any content creators on YouTube before? Are you sure that this is fine? Like, I don't know. Ambi doesn't seem like much of a conversationalists.
Like I have it pulled up on my laptop right now. It literally is underneath healthcare and medicines on the support.google.com. So something I was really excited for, and to be a part of that company, I was going to have to start the process of semaglutide over because they actually prescribed me the starting dose of semaglutide. Obviously, I literally have it in my fridge. Like I was ready to do it, ready to rumble, but I just realized I can't do it. It definitely sucks big time. And a lot of people were also thinking that like I was trying to make excuses for why I was going to stop it. No, actually the complete opposite. I was ready to be an advocate for an amazing company and I had to turn it down I mean, there's medical misinformation.
I mean, Ambi kind of crosses that bridge consistently anyway. Sorry, go back. I was distracted.
Prescribed me the starting dose of semaglutide. Obviously, I literally have it in my fridge. Like I was ready to do it, ready to rumble, but I just realized I can't do it. It definitely sucks big time. And a lot of people were also thinking that like I was trying to make excuses for why I was going to stop it. No.
Well, you did stop it.
Well, actually the complete opposite. I was ready to be an advocate for an amazing company and I had to turn it down last minute.
That's such a shame. Clout. Thank you for being here for 21 months. Clat says, she's very carefully saying that it's not the terms of service. Is that what she's saying? Sorry, Milk. My tongue is not working today. Hello, Milk. Lovely to see you. I hope you're having a fabulous day. Things have been very boring. It's been very quiet on the other side of the planet. Hopefully we get a welcome back to Canada bees. That would be fun. That's where I think she's heading. Because I think if it weren't Canada, it would be a much quicker turnaround, you know? Anyway.
Okay, you guys, so it is time for question of the day. It is a little different this time, but that's because I am literally just editing this right now, and I don't feel like showing my face because I'm not wearing makeup right now. So the question of the day is, can you show the A1C with your name? That could be anyone. So yes, I can. Here it is. So here it is. I think you'd have to be an actual sick psychopath to fake medical results, but...
I mean, this is Ambi's content, so she's gonna do what she's gonna do.
Yeah, here they are. I had them emailed to me, and that's that. I hope that you guys enjoyed this vlog.
Great. Whatever. AC, thank you for the super chat. Lovely. AC says, wait, she stopped glutide. Theories on why? Well, I think her whole conversation about stopping semaglutide was she was on it from the med spa, and then she did a vlog the other day where she was saying how she felt like it wasn't working anymore, which I think was just a cover for her not actually taking her next set of dosage. Next set of dosage. But it turns out the reason why she was actually not having that dosage was because she had the agreement with the telehealth company. And I think it was just like the timings didn't overlap perfectly, so she just stopped taking the semaglutide for like half a week or a week until the telehealth batch came in. You know? It's very, pardon me, it's very confusing. She seems to have told like 3 different stories in all of that. But I think it was just the layering of the times didn't work out. Because in that one vlog, she was saying, oh, I've got a really exciting thing to like tell you guys, but I can't tell you guys, and blah, 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 blah. But anyway. There you go. I think Ambi's lying as well. That's fair. All right, we're going to do something new. We're going to watch a TikTok. I don't know how I feel about that. This is Anna. This is Glitter and Lasers from one day ago. Today I'm going to my pre-op appointment and preparing for my first surgery tomorrow. There is a bit in here that has some music that I need to be careful of, but that's okay. We'll do this as a team. And I'm sorry that this frame is not... it's almost perfect. Can I make it perfect? I can pretty much make it perfect. Is that good for everyone? Is this good? We're watching a TikTok. This feels weird. Okay, so this is pre-op appointment, and then we're going to watch the day 1. Also, I've got to take this off. See, Jen, that's a good point, because I understand that... even actually, Anna was sponsored by BetterHelp, right? Which is a telehealth... like, it sits in the same category, I guess. It would just mean that you don't talk about the specifics. You just talk about the company. Maybe Ambi couldn't do that. Maybe they really wanted her to talk about the semaglutide. All right, let's go.
Hi, my name's Anna, and I have lipedema, and tomorrow I'm having lipedema removal surgery.
She's been doing quite a bit of this. If you didn't watch our last piece of Anna content, where she was sitting on a couch or a bed, no, it was a bed, crying a lot, her timeline's really hard to keep up with, because I feel like her YouTube stuff is about a month behind, and her TikTok stuff is very in the moment. But that one that we watched with her crying / not crying was the week, I think it was a week before surgery. It was her saying, I'm having surgery, you guys, and here are all my feelings. Here are my feelings. Very that. Yes.
I'm going to my pre-op appointment right now, so let's go. And yes, I have a thong on, and yes, I hate it.
Relatable. I really wish you would take these and put all of these up on the YouTube in a much easier to digest format, but that may just be me and my selfishness.
That's giving surgery, darling. We're about to do my consult. This is Dr. Amron.
Dr. Amron, I'm going to have to ask you to look... I'm going to have to ask either of you to look at the camera. Anna's looking down the bottom. He's looking, like, at the wall. Girly Plop, what are we doing?
He's gonna be doing my surgery. So we're gonna go get everything ready now. Obviously, we're gonna be focused on, medical.
Okay, at the shock of no one, by the way, this is all partnered, sponsored content shit. Just so you all know. Milk asked an important question. Does she have an arrangement with the surgery team in terms of advertising? She tends to advertise everything. Yes, she does. So she put out an Instagram post about like introducing her. I'm not watching that cringy short, but it was a thing where she was introducing her team. So there's this doctor who is the surgeon, and then there's a plastic surgeon, and then there was like the intake team and all of that stuff, and it was all very ridiculous. Just the song, but yeah, she basically put a post out introducing all of these people, and these people work for I can't remember the institute, but it is one that has often been linked to. Like a lot of the doctors who are in this world are also in like the reality TV show world and all of that stuff. So yes, she does essentially say that she's partnering with the institute, which is really fun. And I would like to see what that agreement looked like. Whether or not she's getting this entirely for free, just for taking the gurney on camera, I guess. I would like to know that, but that's okay. Maybe Anna will tell us. Maybe she won't. Who knows?
Medical treatment versus a vlog.
Thank you, Natural Ginger. ATS, Advanced Lipedema Surgery.
This is my plastic surgeon.
Yes.
Dr. Mosrafi. He's really cool.
Thank you.
Tell the ladies, are you single?
So that was very presumptive of you, Anna, by the way.
Ooh.
And kind of gross. And that's really weird to ask your healthcare professional whether or not they're single on camera and then use it in a piece of recorded content. Oh, she's cringy.
Now we are taking photos so we can see how my body looks before and after the various surgeries I'm going to have. So
yeah, and she signed off on something to say that the Institute can use all of that, which is...
That is what this is.
Undoubtedly in the future. Echo, you're so embarrassed. Yes.
The last part of my pre-op prep, which is signing off on my surgery. This is Evelyn, and we're going to go do that now.
Hi, Evelyn.
So, I'll see you guys tomorrow for surgery.
Okay, so that's that one. It's the next... Oh, no. It's the next one that has sound that I need to be careful of. Please hold this one. All right, so this is... Today I had my first of several lipedema removal surgeries. This surgery focuses on my outer thigh and hip shelf, which are my most congested area. We're hoping this will start to improve my pain, even though it's only the first step on my surgery gurney. Which is very confusing when you take the last piece of content into consideration, and her saying that like she felt like her muscles were magically atrophying and all of that stuff since she came off the Wegovy, which is very strange. But anyway, Anna, over to you. Oh no, it's muted. Oh, I'm terrible at this. I'm the worst. Hold on.
Hi, my name's Anna, and if you're new here, I have a condition called lipedema, and today I'm having removal surgery. I'm a little rough because I just woke up, but my first job is to wash myself with some Happy Cleanse. It's what you need to do to prep for surgery, so I'm gonna go do that, and then I'm gonna show you guys
I hope she turns this into long-form content, because I do like the health gurney.
my surgery fit, because it's ridiculous.
My name's Anna, and I'm really annoying.
This will be the only way I'm wearing a bikini for the rest of the summer because compression.
Oh, this is actually a look. I thought, when I watched this first, I thought she'd just put a bikini over a tracksuit, but I'm now realizing it's actually a stitch in the tracksuit. It's a design choice. I think I hate it.
We're here.
Oh no, I definitely hate it. I do not like this look.
This is my gown, and the only reason I have my underwear on is because we're
Oh, she's very quiet. I'm so sorry, chat. I'm gonna boop her up a little bit.
filming. So when I actually get to surgery, obviously I will be naked and neckety. This is the full fit. It is full. Like this is not tying the back. It does not tie in the back.
I'm assuming modesty over functionality is a conversation here. Also, I'm assuming that a lot of people wouldn't be recording themselves in a surgery gown, but whatever.
My ass is so out right now.
Why'd she get off Wegovy? Well, because she had this surgery planned. So, and they said to her she can't be on Wegovy while preparing for this surgery.
Wanting to surgery.
Oh, that's the music. Sorry. I just spaced out watching Anna dancing. Never mind.
Come on, it's drawing on my marks.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Never mind.
On my marks for surgery. As you can see, we're just doing my upper outer legs and my hip shelf. I will need additional surgeries in the future, but that's what we're taking on today because it's my most congested and painful area.
And here's Anna lying in a surgery bed. Is this like lipo? Bug, from everything I understand, yes. Yeah. The general conversation around it all is it's lipedema, like fluid / lipedema removal or something. But for all intents and purposes, I think so.
How are you doing?
I think it's liposuction, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
I like the drugs.
Not this all happening while she's awake. I'm not okay with that. I don't know why. I think maybe because she's built the surgery up to be so very dramatic, and suddenly she's just laying on her side fully conscious.
I know he doesn't need words.
Like not filming and recording yourself having a conversation with the camera while you're getting lipo. This is a lot. This is a lot to take in on. This is why we don't watch the TikToks. Because it's dangerous over here. Dangerous. This is conscious. Like, she's having a conversation with the camera.
Affirmation, but he's freaking killing it. What they're doing right now is wrapping me with pads post-surgery for my dress.
See, I find this really interesting, though. Like, it is wildly interesting to me because I have absolutely no idea how all of this works. I didn't know you were conscious during liposuction. That's insane!
Manage. And this will be a lot for 24 hours, but it's okay.
And, like, learning about what surgery pads are and oozing. Did she say oozing? I think it's oozing.
It's basically all the nasty stuff just coming out. And when it's out, I'm going to feel a lot freer and a lot better. I already feel a lot better, to be really honest, which is kind of shocking because I literally had surgery 15 minutes ago.
I know, I'm shocked. I'm, like, in a state of shock that she was on that gurney, appropriate use of the word, 15 minutes ago and is now just standing here. Like, also, who's recording? Like, I understand that this is sponsored content. Also, what kind of Black Mirror episode are we living in? where Glitterandlazers is going in for liposuction surgery to assist in the removal of her lipedema and has to record it. Has to record it consciously and stand here and be like, well, you guys, I just had liposuction surgery 15 minutes ago and I'm standing here being wrapped in gauze and padding for the leaking and, you know, like, follow my gurney. Like, favorite, and subscribe. What are we doing? What is going on? Who, thank you for the super chat, who says, the scene from Legally Blonde popped into my head. I was getting liposuction. I'm a fraud. Thank you for the super chat, love. And Brandon, thank you for the super chat too. Brandon says, the grind never stops, Zach, even during surgery. It's true. Anna is on the grind at all times.
How am I so awake and alert?
Milk has a note saying she'd be drugged up to the gills right now. I imagine there was a conversation over what they would show. Yeah, 100%. And, like, I'm assuming that, is it Justin? Is that his name? Justin something? Her cameraman is with her. And there's probably a lot left on the cutting room floor. And I would assume that only, like, the only things being uploaded, I'm assuming, would be, like, ticked off by the Institute as well. So there's also that to consider. Gotta show everything in the best light. But it's wild.
Ago. How am I so awake and alert? This is bananas.
It is bananas, Anna.
Trying to get just right and dirty. Trying to get just right. Oh, shit.
It's hard to tell whether or not she's doped up to the gills, you know?
Getting into it.
This is just, I mean, this makes me feel like this is just Anna's natural state.
Evelyn, like a queen.
Okay, I'm awake.
Evelyn said, please stop yelling at me. I'm right here. All right, that's the end of that short. So now we're going to boop on back in time to 9 months ago. And this is where kind of a little bit of the conversation shifted with Anna, because this was a piece of sponsored content, much like the TikTok sponsors. This one was on YouTube. It's entitled My Biggest Health Update Yet, and it's a lot of Anna kind of reminiscing over what's happened over the last couple of years and where she's at now. But specifically a product or service or program or something, which is called Inclusive Obesity Care, which comes out of Novo Nordisk, who are the manufacturers for Wegovy. So, you know, take it all with a pinch grain brick of salt. And I thought this would just help put into context a little bit for everyone, because I'm certainly no Anna historian, but put into context a little bit of Anna's history, modern history, I guess, as opposed to ancient history. Here we go.
I'm coming at you live from Finland. I'm literally in a remote village in kind of the middle of nowhere, but it is absolutely beautiful. And what I'm realizing for this experience is that as little as like 3 months ago, I never would have been able to do this. And I think on my health journey, I've been updating you guys fairly regularly, and it kind of just hit me today that I kind of owed you guys another update.
/ she owed Novo Nordisk another upload.
The reality is that right now, as of like this week, actually, all of my health conditions are managed. That means I'm taking medication. I made changes in my lifestyle to diminish the effects of these conditions on my life. And I'm aware of and able to make decisions with them in mind, right? I didn't even know what they were for a long time. And I'm just feeling incredibly grateful.
It is very shocking. I mean, it is shocking, and it's not shocking that Anna was able to be sponsored by a weight loss drug manufacturer and never mention the fact that she was on a weight loss drug. Like, put that into perspective.
Because I think that as someone who couldn't do as much as I've been able to do these last couple days, which is like lots of uphill hiking and just lots of physicality in general, I just don't want to take for granted all the progress I've had, because it's...
Oh, there's fake crying in this one as well. Just be warned.
I feel myself coming back, and it's exciting. Like every day I feel like a little bit more me. I'm going to back up a little bit, but I felt like I owed you guys a health journey update, because I feel like I just feel like I'm in such a different space now. Even since
is it voodoo?
The last time we connected, that I need to fill you in. Now, for those of you that have like never watched a video about
Olivia has a note saying go all the way back to the beginning of 2023 ? And watch the Bigger Than Me podcast thing she did for Novo Nordisk. She was on a weight loss injection way back then. She was legitimately on a hosted podcast, like produced by Novo Nordisk, actively on Wegovy, and refused to talk about her weight loss, like her use of weight loss drug. All she wanted to talk about, we should watch that podcast one day. All she wanted to talk about is how active her lifestyle is, and like how eating whole foods and blah, blah, blah. And there was not one lick of a mention of the medication that she was on a podcast produced by the manufacturer of the weight loss medication. It's insane.
My health, or have no idea what I'm talking about, or you're just meeting me for the first time. Hi, I'm Anna.
Hi, Anna. Everyone say hi, Anna.
About 9 months ago, I went to an event in Houston for It's Bigger Than Me. In case you're not familiar with it,
that's the podcast we were just mentioning.
It's Bigger Than Me is a movement actually sponsored by Novo Nordisk.
Podcast? It was videoed. I don't know what to call it. A bit?
That is really on a mission to just change the way the world sees, thinks, and treats people with obesity by having open and shame-free discussions. So talking about the hard subjects that affect people like me in order to make sure that we can receive the treatment we deserve. There was a whole bunch of like panelists, and Queen Latifah actually was the host, talking about how obesity affects people's lives, weight stigma, all of that type of stuff. And I remember a doctor came to speak. Her name was Dr. Horn, and she...
It is very interesting that gatherings, or whatever you want to call it, of that talking point are again produced and put on by a manufacturer of a weight loss drug. Wild.
Talked about how we need to change the way we look at people with obesity. That we need to stop judging them or punishing them for their bodies, and instead, get to the root of what's causing them to have excess weight.
Yeah, I would understand like the national board of general practitioners or something like that organizing a conference or like a whatever. But the fact that it's been put on by a weight loss drug manufacturer is a smell a stunt, you know? It's mlemergy. Voodoo, thank you for the super chat. Voodoo says, a pharmaceutical company cannot sponsor a movement. Sorry for yelling. I feel empathetic about this. Oh, emphatic. Sorry, not empathetic about this. Mood, Voodoo. Thank you for the support in the super chat. Yeah, it does feel really like sketchy and gross to me. And I'm glad people agree. It feels weird.
And I remember watching this, and to me, it just felt like a totally radical way to look at obesity, to treat it as like a disease and not like a moral failing or like a problem that I have. And I'll be honest, when I first heard it, it did make me a little uncomfortable because it was such a radical concept. Because
it's a radical concept that's an advertisement. Yes.
I felt villainized for being overweight, but I've also felt villainized for saying I don't always feel great or that I might want to change my weight. And this presented obesity in a way
Hey, one, good to see you.
that was very neutral, and that meant a lot to me. So after that experience, I did a lot of work into finding a primary care physician that would listen to me. And I found an amazing doctor, and we got to the root of some health issues.
I don't understand how Anna's been making content on this platform for like 8 years, and some of it being health discussions, and her just not having a doctor.
And it turns out that a lot of the issues I'm facing with my obesity are related to medical conditions that I have. I'm also going to caveat this. I am not a doctor. I am not
Same.
an expert in medical advice. I cannot diagnose you. I cannot suggest a diet plan for you. I cannot suggest an exercise routine for you. That is not what this
My name is Anna, and I'm the biggest victim ever. She does like to present that way, yes.
video is about.
Yeah.
And if that's
There
what
will be crying, mate.
you're
I
here for,
promise.
like, I'm just not that person, and I'm never going to be that person. But what I can say is that finding that doctor that listened to me, heard me, and took in consideration my needs and my goals was the difference in basically changing my life.
Yeah, and I imagine it must have been hard between all of her sponsored travel content and filming probably sponsored clothing hauls and stuff. I imagine finding a doctor would have been... And, the run thing. The sponsored run club. I imagine all of that must have been very hard to take your health seriously in between making all that money.
I literally owe a lot to that doctor. And I sometimes think if I
Oh yeah, you guys.
hadn't seen him, I mean, when I saw him and I got some of my medical tests back, I was pretty bad off, to be honest. And I was it was very overwhelmed. And if he hadn't been so kind and so patient, I don't know if I would have addressed everything I addressed, because it was a lot to take on an appointment. And even though it was a lot,
I shouldn't have promised tears. I should have promised the fact that she would try to cry.
was really scary. It was so worth it. I would never want to live with what I lived with for so long. And if I could stop anybody else for living with things that they don't have to suffer through,
She's too vague.
I would. And so it's really interesting.
Girl, be specific. No one's going to be inspired with you unless you're being specific about this conversation. Not just, if I had to live through what I previously lived through in my future living through, I don't know if I could live through that. Girl, be specific. Write a note.
Now it's 9 months later from an event that changed my life. I get a call from It's Bigger Than Me, and they're actually launching a program now.
On screen, it says, for more information about inclusive obesity care, please visit itsbiggerthanme.com. Sorry, itsbiggerthan.com. Okay.
To help doctors communicate that they are allies and that they're not going to be running their practices in a way that's biased towards individuals with weight. They understand that this
Sorry. I understand there is a conversation to be had out there about individuals who feel as if they are discriminated against in healthcare. I understand that conversation, and I get it, and it sucks. And it sucks because I think, a lot of people who have been overweight have been to a doctor who has said, have you tried losing weight? Right? It's not a very helpful conversation. Obviously, most people are aware of the fact that obesity is not a health benefit. It is a health negative. And I understand there are also situations where people are perhaps not misdiagnosed, but underdiagnosed because of an underlying health concern that is not related to obesity. However, in the grand scheme of this conversation, I hate the phrase people with weight. All people have weight. That's a redundant softening of the phrase obesity, which just is unhelpful to fucking everyone, I think. And the term allyship and the term people with weight in the same sentence makes me want to just throw my head through the desk. Come on.
Process of finding a doctor is really hard. So one of the things I'm actually really excited to share with you guys today is that It's Bigger Than Me is kind of taking a next step towards the future of healthcare. And what they're doing is they've created the Inclusive Obesity Care Initiative. Oh, that's a mouthful. But what it is amazing. Basically, they're calling on everybody to show their support for inclusive obesity care. And that care isn't just inclusive, it's compassionate. And I think that's a really important word, because you can treat a plus body, but to have and be sensitive to their needs is an important part of this process. So
Girl, at this point in time, literally, there are people in this world crying out for healthcare, and the conversation about a good bedside manner and not making, a patient feel bad, and the ethics and morality around all of that, valid. But people are dying, Kim. People in this world are unable to receive healthcare because they can't afford it, don't have access to it, live in places where it's severely limited. I hate this conversation so much. I don't know what it is about, the fucking privilege of all of this. It makes me so... It doesn't make me mad. It just makes me so frustrated, because it's such a narrow perspective on, what healthcare is and what people need. And I understand everybody needs compassion, and everybody should be compassionate. But, my God.
be a plus body, but to have and be sensitive to their needs is an important part of this process. So the initiative is really centered around helping people take control of their health and form long-term relationships with their healthcare providers, which is honestly...
Right. And in that conversation, if you are someone who is taking accountability and responsibility for your health, at what point does compassion from healthcare providers enter the conversation? I don't, I understand it fundamentally. I don't understand it in this concept of people with weight.
What
or plus bodies
it takes to build a healthy lifestyle. It doesn't happen overnight, and you need to be a team with your healthcare provider. And you can't have that if you're not having open and honest conversations with your healthcare provider, and if you don't feel like they're going to listen to you. And I think it all stems from this idea of treat it like a health issue, not like a personal failure.
Right. Well, obesity is a health issue. Period. Done. Great. I'm glad we've all come to an agreement. Let's move on.
And I think that really looking at it from a medical perspective.
She has 5K runner's privilege. That's true.
She
has clout on the internet, sponsored by major drug manufacturers privilege. That's what she's got.
Ensure people get treated fairly. So with this whole thing, they've created an ally marker that basically signifies...
Good point, AC. AC says, it's hard feeling like care is compassionate when it's behind a paywall. Yeah. Yeah. Or, even if you just don't have access to it. And I think... And I'm speaking from my own experiences, so obviously every country and every healthcare looks different. But, I 100% know the feeling of not seeking out healthcare because I'm afraid of the cost. Even in Australia, where, that is less of a concern than other places. But, yeah, goddamn. The way Anna talks about healthcare sounds infuriating. And it kind of makes me mad for healthcare professionals who are out there doing, 16-hour days just trying to help people, and getting Anna's perspective of, well, they're not compassionate. Well, healthcare systems are also overworked. Healthcare providers are also people, and it does suck if you don't receive the most compassionate, empathetic, hand-holding situation that you think you deserve. But at the end of the day, people who provide healthcare are also people and are there to make sure you don't die. Come on, girl.
One that supports the idea that obesity care should be inclusive and non-judgmental, and that you should work in tandem with your patient to find solutions.
I wonder if I could argue this about smoking. Probably. If I was a smoker and I went to a GP and I said, oh, I've got this really bad cough, and they said, well, have you tried smoking? could I be this privileged? How dare you? People with cigarettes? Like, I know it's not a direct comparison, but let's be honest, a large proportion of people who... A large proportion of our calorie in versus calorie out, and whether or not that is obesity, morbid obesity, whatever, like, that comes down to lifestyle, the lifestyle of our diet, which is a large part of our lifestyle. Smoking is part of a lifestyle and also addictive, and you can argue that things like takeout and stuff are addictive too. So do I need to smoke? No. Do you need to eat takeout all the time? No. I think I could probably argue it. It's a little bit redundant because I think it would be fucking ridiculous if I walked into a GP's office and they said, have you tried stopping smoking, and me getting this upset about it? Fuck off. Sorry. I'm very sorry. This just, it is the privilege. It stinks of privilege.
That help them live a healthier life. And most importantly, it's not something you should have to like deal with on your own. You're going to need help, and your doctor should support you in it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's about ensuring that healthcare is better for bodies of all sizes. And that
is it, because this specifically speaks about obesity, so
care is inclusive and compassionate, which is honestly what we all want.
Yeah, what everybody wants, but it's not what everybody can provide. Again, healthcare, like, practitioners are people.
We just want to be seen and heard at the doctor. And I am living proof that when that happens, you can have things really change for you. And I'm excited that they're doing this.
Thank you for the super chat, who says, but people who don't smoke also get lung cancer. You make a good point.
I feel like it's actually going to help so many people. As I said, finding the right doctor was really like the linchpin for me. It was the part that changed everything. And from that, you know, I progressed. The next step was reintegrating movement, right? And I think, like I said, this trip has really made it clear that...
And that's why I said, like, at the start, I do understand the perspective of symptoms or potential issues being overlooked because of things like obesity. I do understand that. I don't necessarily understand a lot of the concepts that she's trying to argue. Inclusivity, great. But the way that she talks about it feels very... Whenever this conversation's come up, I've always considered, like in Anna's mind in this argument, is a doctor allowed to say that things that you're suffering with may be linked to obesity? Because it sounds like no.
Like, I was not in a great place before. There is no way I could do this. And to be really honest, like some of the activities we've done here, I had a little bit of nervousness that I wouldn't be able to complete. And
that is very much the deflecting away from a potential lifestyle choice that is negatively impacting you, but like the doctor not necessarily being able to use it as like a coverall.
Surprised myself, which was like pretty awesome. And that came by finding movement in the beginning that was simple and comfortable for me to do, that I could do consistently. And you're going to hear me say the word consistently all the time, because honestly, that's the word I live by. I don't look at how much weight I've lost. I don't look at how much muscle I've built. I've looked at how consistent I've been with my habits, because I think when you focus on building...
Hold the phone. Are we back? No, we're not back. Hold on. Everybody hold on. No data. Okay, we're just going to change this up. Oh no, I think we're back. Are we back? We're back. I'm not back. There we go. now I'm back. Sorry, chat. Sorry about that. That time it went down. I saw it go grey. My bad.
And I did also change what I eat. I'm not on a diet. I don't restrict myself to a certain number of calories a day, but I do think about food as fuel.
Talk to your healthcare provider before making any changes to your diet or exercise plan. Okay.
So I eat more carbs if I know I'm going to work out or I'm going to have a really active day the next day. I try to just really focus on getting good amounts of protein, because as my body is gaining more muscle and as it's changing literally, I just want to make sure that I maintain my muscle. And that's something that I talk to my doctor about a lot, is maintaining my muscle, because
I think that probably would have been a big flag, especially with Ambi talking about semaglutide the way that she was and the protein intake.
If I lose my muscle just to...
Interesting in retrospective.
...be smaller, then I'm taking away my strength, and I want to remain strong. That's something that's really important to me, is to remain strong. And that's why I'm always in the gym doing less squats, because it's important to me. I've also changed how I socialize. I used to go out to eat a lot and I used to drink a lot. I think I've mentioned this in other videos. I really don't drink anymore. I don't try to go out to eat with friends as often. I try more to go on walks or hikes or adventures or explore. And that includes like when I see my family and friends, I'm planning more active activities versus planning more food or, you know,
It is wild that this entire conversation, and I'm coming back to the compassion of healthcare providers, it's wild that this conversation's being had in a piece of produced content sponsored by the Wegovy manufacturer, but also the entire conversation about inclusivity. And it's like, well, what does that look like when you go to a doctor in the States? What does that look like? Like, if there is a conversation about something that could potentially have to do with obesity, what do? Say, have you tried Wegovy? I think that's where, like, I'm getting so many mixed messages in this piece of content, because I'm also having to remember the fact that this is, like, this has been ticked off by a drug company, which is, again, like, just a concept that doesn't exist in my mind on this side of the planet.
Down activities, because I think it's important that if this is how my life is going to be, then it needs to be that way when people come into town just as much as it needs to be that way when they're out of town. And creating that perfect bubble in a silo is really easy, but if I can't maintain it for the rest of my life, then what's the point, right? What's the point?
Yeah, I think, like, I mean, again, being someone who lost a lot of weight at quite a pace and being concerned about, like, I should have probably been concerned more about muscle mass, but that's okay. Yeah, I mean, girl, do whatever. At this point in time, we're at lymphedema surgery territory, so whatevs.
And the last thing that I've done is
also talking about the compassion of healthcare providers. You've got that institute that are sponsoring Anna in her lipedema removal, all actively engaged on her social media because they know that it'll reach a wider audience and hopefully that'll mean more money for them. Oh God, it's so icky. But they're compassionate.
Apologizing for changing. This is probably the first thing I worked on, but I don't think I ever really got to the point where I stopped feeling bad about working on my body until just recently, to be really honest. And some days I still struggle with it. I think that there are a lot of...
AC has a tinfoil beret theory. No, but whatever. Didn't want her to say their name until she lost a sizable amount of weight. That's quite possibly a thing. Yeah. Yeah, maybe they were suggesting to... the traditional like before and after conversation. And I wonder whether or not that agreement's still valid now that she's stopped taking the Wegovy to do the surgery. Because obviously it can't be like a before, like surely they wouldn't show Anna as like a before and after, but also with a little caveat of lipedema removal surgery. That would actually be a really interesting conversation to peep in on.
Different mixed messages about working on your health. And I think when bodies change, people immediately assume that you're doing it in an improper way.
Not Paul Poirot.
Or that you were sacrificing other types of health for it. And I think that for the first time in my life, to be entirely candid, I don't feel like I'm making bad choices. I'm actually just like really proud of myself.
All right, where's the violins? Who's got them?
It took a really long time for me to stop apologizing for all the ways that I wasn't what people wanted me to be. I was too fat to be an influencer.
I'm so sorry. It's loading on my end. It's not loading. There we go. We're back. I don't know what's going on. That time it was my end, not your end. I think there's probably a big monster under the sea chewing on the internet cables.
Have felt sometimes like I don't have a home in the internet world or just in real life.
Take it back.
Have felt too health conscious to be accepted in other communities. And I have felt sometimes like I don't have a home in the internet world or just in real life.
So along with physical healthcare, let's be advocates for mental health care as well, therapy.
And I think by learning
not a home in the internet world
to stop apologizing for, you know, the changes I'm making and the things I want in life.
Girl, who are you having to apologize for? This is all made up in your head. Oh my God. Graveyard, thank you for being here for 15 months. Graveyard says that big monster shut up. She took a boat this time. Thank you for being here for 15 months, mate.
I'm getting closer to finding the people that have the same values as I do, but also to like a place where I just feel happier.
Oh my god, I'm so tired. Go take another Disney-sponsored cruise. Sorry, I know I sound really cynical and quite, like, dismissive in this, but it, honestly, like, people are dying, Kim.
I see so many people commenting on how different I look, and I'm like, well, yeah, I'm not sick anymore. I'm getting healthy. And that felt really impossible. And I also felt...
Brought to you by Novo Nordisk, manufacturers of Wegovy. Speak to your healthcare professional or general practitioner about the benefits of Wegovy today. Blech. Yuck.
I blamed so many things on my weight. And when it got down to it, that blame wasn't well served. That didn't do anything for me. So when I stopped blaming myself, and instead said, and
again, I don't want to dismiss your emotions and feelings, Anna, but when you are blaming yourself in this capacity about not having a home on the internet and not really fitting in with any groups and whatever, like, that's a really good opportunity for you to build your community and, like, find people who are like-minded in your audience, not necessarily in the content creators that you really want to buddy up to and go on cruises with. That's a thing that you can do, and you don't have to sit here and cry on the internet because of no reason. I'm hearing no reason.
And instead said, I'm just going to do the best I can with what I got.
Sure.
It's like something clicked. It's like something clicked and my whole life is changing, and it's just beautiful. And I thought I was happy before. I really did. But man, the level of happiness I feel now is like, I am becoming a type of person I never thought I could be, but always wanted to. And I am so proud of myself.
By the way, no tears.
I could sit here and tell you how much weight I've lost, and I have lost quite a bit of weight.
Well, see, KMB, I think she's the best actor of the bunch, for sure. That doesn't mean it's believable.
Maybe not as much as people think I should lose, but also I'm doing this in a very healthy way, so rapid weight loss is not usually the target. But I think what's more important is...
Sorry, go back and tell us how you're doing this.
Maybe not as much as people think I should lose, but also I'm doing this in a very healthy way, so...
Are you?
Rapid weight loss is not usually the target. But I think what's more important is to tell you how...
Maybe people would think of you less of a liar, Anna, if you just told the truth. If you just told the truth, it's okay. If you're going to make content around your health and about losing weight and about how active you are and all of that stuff, maybe be just a little bit more transparent in terms of, like, diet, weight loss drugs, anything else. Maybe then you'd find an audience who you can click with a little bit more, because it is hard when you build yourself into an influencer on the internet who has this surprise face, who isn't necessarily sharing the whole truth, because that's kind of part of the reason why people appreciate influencers, and, like, it's specifically the longevity of influencers. As soon as one lie kind of unravels, they all kind of unravel. And a lot of, like, most of the time, influencers' lifestyles are a lie. But if you're going to create content like Anna and be partially transparent about things like health and struggles and blah, 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 then, yeah, they're not going to see you as very genuine unless you tell the truth.
My life has changed. I think the first time I really noticed my life was different is when my godkids came to visit, and I took them for a walk. And I thought, man, every other time they came, we went to dinner. But this time we went on a walk, and it was really fun. My godson loves flowers. It was magical to see him doing something he really loves and be part of that. My body's changed a lot.
Oh, God, smash cut to crying. That's cute, though.
And I think I'm still catching up with how much it's changed. But I just see these, like, little doors open, and I'm seeing them open, but I never punished myself. I've never restricted myself. I've never been unkind to myself in this process. And I think there is a way to get to your healthiest version of yourself without being mean to yourself.
Try Wegovy.
Okay,
that's a conversation to have as well, because I don't think, for me at least, and I know this is a bit of a controversial take, I don't think that doing things like calorie restriction in a healthy way, I don't think things like looking and adjusting your diet or looking at reducing calories or being on a calorie restriction over a surplus or any of those things, if the goal is weight loss, is because you hate yourself, is because you're mad at yourself, is because you're punishing yourself. I really hate that concept because I think that it takes a lot of accountability out of we as individuals. Is counting calories and being on a calorie restriction for everybody? No. Is it great for everybody's mental health? No. We all have very different mental health, so engage with healthcare professionals before you try anything yourself. Great advice. But I really don't like the idea of calorie restrictions equal a punishment. Like, I just don't. I hate that type of thinking. Because yes, it is restricting yourself, and yes, restriction doesn't work for everybody with everything, but it does work for some people. I don't like the way painting it as a, like, you can't eat ice cream and hamburgers all day if you expect to not be obese. I don't understand how that's a controversial take. I hate the idea that calorie restricting is such a negative concept for everybody, because I think that kind of paints it into a really dangerous corner as well. The whole conversation about the laws of thermodynamics is energy in, energy out. So if you have more energy going in and less going out, you are going to retain that energy, and that equals heavy. That's just the way of it. I don't like painting calorie restrictions in such a negative way, as long as it's done healthily and with the advice of healthcare professionals and in a safe way. Like, because on the flip side of that exact coin, you can just argue, well, calorie surpluses are dangerous. Well, what do you mean? What do you mean it's dangerous? I can eat whatever I want. It's like, you can, but like calorie dense foods often lead to obesity. Here's your list of comorbidities, like high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol. Like, there's a litany of things. So I don't understand how the argument's made that saying, well, calorie restrictions are bad, so eat whatever you want. Okay. Pardon me. that doesn't make a lot of logical sense, but sure, whatever.
You can love yourself through this change, and you can still enjoy life through change. But that doesn't happen unless you find the right provider and you find the right healthcare team to help you do it. And I chose to do this video today because I really passionately believe that. And I know some of you will look at this and go, oh, it's a sponsored video. And it is sponsored. I'm not going to lie to you.
Because if the conversation is, oh no, people judge bigger people if they eat whatever they want, okay? But it seems like everybody's being judged whether or not you're on a restriction or not. I guess that's just a bigger conversation.
About that, but I did this video because I fervently believe that this is what we need. Like I said, I'm not a doctor. I can't change your life, but you can change your life. I guess my final thought for this is often with these types of videos,
and so can we, Govi.
people spend a really long time talking about all the things they've lost, all the weight, all the inches and stuff. And I don't want you to take that away from this video, because I don't think that's why I did this initially. I did this because of all the things I wanted to gain.
Oh, this is her playing in the both camps field. That's why she didn't mention healthy at every size previously, because she sees her audience as members across the board, and she doesn't want to alienate anyone, so she has to be very particular about the way that she says things, which is just crazy. And again, paints just another stroke on the not super authentic wagon.
I wanted my freedom back. I wanted my hope back. And I wanted opportunities back. And as I'm seeing those come back into my life, I have absolutely no regrets. I also know that my choices are my choices, and I made the choices that were best for the life I want to live. And I also believe initiatives like this, like the Obesity,
but someone restricting their calories is punishment.
Inclusive Obesity Care Initiative, also empower others to make the best choices for them. Health is not simple. It's not one size fits all. And it's about time that plus size people started getting the care they deserve in a way that's compassionate.
Good note, Steph.
And just kind. With that, guys, I'm going to end out this video. I am crying in a hotel room in Finland. That's not
I see no tears, Mary.
where I expected to be today, but it's where we are. I hope you
This seems very performative, if anything.
guys have an amazing rest of your day.
I will.
I'll check you later.
Peace. All right, chat, we're done. I'm calling it a little bit early today, so thank you all so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. I hope you have a fabulous day and or night. Happy 4th of July for those of you doing things. For those of you not, have a great Thursday. Thank you very much for hanging out with me. Please make sure you drink your water, get your steps in, hug a loved one, have a snack, a nap, take care of yourselves, laugh a little bit, don't take things too seriously. Just chill. For those of you on the rewatch, I appreciate your comments, opinions, and eyeballs chat. You've been lovely, and I've been Poppy, and I'll see you all in the next video and or live stream.